Aloha, this is Jen Freeman, and I wanted to talk to you today about listening for genius. So, what do I mean by listening for genius? Well, whenever we're listening to people, listening itself is a creative act. It's not passive. By what we're choosing to listen for, we're going to bring forth that quality in ourselves and the other people. So we all know this in our own life. We just may not have put the words to it. So just imagine what it's like if you're sitting in an office and you're talking to your boss and your boss is listening for all the ways in which you've made mistakes. So just think about the look on their face, think about how you feel in your body, think about that sense of feeling restricted and contracted, maybe even a little afraid. That's an example of the fact that listening isn't neutral. Because by the idea that it's neutral, we're taking out the fact that we as the receiver of the information, we're shaping that information. And in the conversational loop, by our shaping, we're putting out an information field, a feel, a sense that the other person is picking up on and moderating their behavior also to match it. So when you listen for genius, what you're listening for is the perfection, the beauty, in whatever the person is saying. And they could even be telling you some stuff that's just really not fun at all, right? But if you're listening for genius, you could see the genius and how well they're telling their story. You could see the genius and how well they're hiding from themselves their true capacity and instead focusing on their limitations. So it doesn't mean that you're not actually looking at what's in front of you. You're not trying to cover it over with some, Pollyanna-esque idea that there's nothing actually maybe perhaps out of balance happening. But by choosing to listen for the genius, you're giving them the opportunity and yourself to see that there's much more going on in the situation than they probably ever imagined, right? So versus listening for failure or criticism, which we're probably all familiar with, the feeling of being diminished, the feeling of where, say you're the person who's being listened to, you start to stumble over your words, you start to perhaps feel less sure about what you're saying or just not want to talk anymore at all. It's the opposite of intimacy. It's the opposite of opening up to the possibilities communication offers. So with listening for genius, we're both recognizing our role in the communication by what we're choosing to open up to and receive. And we're also choosing to elevate the other person that we're listening to by listening for their possibilities that they may not even be aware of. So, especially heading into the holidays where people tend to get together with their families or their dear loved ones, and of course, these are the people that we tend to have our oldest conversations with. So, I invite you this holiday season to listen for the genius in your family, listen for the genius in your partner, listen for the genius in yourself. So, and really, it is amazing what can happen if you choose to take responsibility for the quality of your listening and listen for the best in a situation. So I wish you so much luck with this tool. It's been amazing for me. It's transformed a lot of things in my life, but both just with my own relationship with myself and relationship with others. I'd love to hear about it if you want to share it with me. You can reach me at jen@jenniferlfreeman.com. Wishing you a wonderful Thanksgiving. May you feast until your heart's content and be surrounded by love and grace in all you do. Aloha.